Today we're going to be taking a look at the BlackBerry Motion and some of its more unique software features that have to do with security and convenience. So as you can tell from the look, the Android experience is not too different from the stock Android 7.1 experience. It does have an application launcher, and when we go into that, you can see that there aren't too many apps that are redundant, but there are a few apps that are exclusive to the BlackBerry OS or BlackBerry devices. This is the BlackBerry Motion. This is the latest from BlackBerry. One of the first things that we'll be talking about is the productivity tab. This comes in from the right, and you swipe in from the right to gain quick access to different apps, shortcuts, contacts, and more. So the first time that you actually open this function, it will give you a small tutorial and it will let you know exactly how this works. As you can see here, you can check your calendar. You can also customize the settings to your liking. And when you're done gaining access to this area, you can always just swipe back to go back to the standard home screen. Now this app will require permissions to a majority of the things that are on your phone, like the contacts. But if you're someone that likes easy access to some of the more important parts of your phone, this will be a great option. And it is something that will definitely increase productivity, as it will allow you to access things much faster and much more efficiently. Personally, I'm not using this on a day-to-day basis because I do not really require it, but as you can see, there are quite a bit of settings here that allow you to customize it. And if you wanted to get a little bit deeper with the functionality, you can always do so. Now, the second feature we'll be taking a look at is called BlackBerry Privacy Shade. What this does when activated is narrows the view of what is being seen on the display, preventing others from around you from catching a glimpse at what you might be looking at. I know that sounds a little strange, but when you actually see it in practice, it makes sense. So this is something that can be turned on and off. There are also other customizations available, like adding it to your quick settings for easy access. And you can also increase the size of the field so it is a little bit easier to see more things. So you can see the privacy shade in action here, and it does give you a little sliver of content while you are scrolling through. So if you're looking through text, this would be a perfect option. Now, as mentioned before, you can increase the size of this window by double tapping on the little eye icon, and you can see it expand here. So this gives you a little bit more wiggle room if you are looking at something that requires a little bit more screen real estate. Now again, there are customizations for this. You can make the surrounding background lighter or darker, and this basically gives you a lot more privacy. It depends on the content that you're looking at, really. The next thing that we'll be looking at is the BlackBerry Password Keeper, and this is a service similar to that of Google's, where it allows you to store all passwords under one account, keeping things secure. Personally, I do not use this feature, but it is something that could be useful for those that want to keep all their passwords in one location in a secure form. Another thing that BlackBerry does differently is the overview button. For Android, generally that gives you a stack of cards, but for the BlackBerry, it actually gives you multiple windows that are sized differently. I don't really know how this is decided within the operating system, but it might be that depending on whatever apps that you're using or how important they might be, they might resize themselves. So as you can see, when you hit the multi-window, you can see that the settings menu is open along with Google Play Music, Chrome browser, the camera app, Twitter, but they're all sized differently. Now this is kind of interesting when you're actually using it in reality, but it is a little bit jarring when you're trying to kind of find things very quickly if you're used to the standard card stack. This has been a quick tour of some of the more unique features for BlackBerry on Android. Thanks for watching.